Hi Libra, so I'm here today to give you your message for November 2025. Like always, I'm going to go through the different astrological things that are happening and how that might affect you, and then from there we move on. So first of all, on November 4th, the moon will be in Taurus, Mars will move into Sagittarius, and it will stay there till December 15th. It's kind of like the bull connecting to the forceful arrow pushing you in a certain direction. So don't be surprised. Sorry, I had to pause for a second there. I have candle working in the background that you can probably see, and some wax started falling on the floor, but it did get caught, so we're good. So anyways, it's forcefully removing obstacles that are in your way. The thing that's really interesting of this is that this is the day before the full moon that's going to be in Gemini. So it's kind of like a preparation. I want to say that the beginning of November is going to literally be like a push forward into the direction you're supposed to be for your greatest good and your divine purpose. Keep that in mind because of that energy. So let's see how it's going to play out on you, my Libras. Oh, we have earth worship. It says, until my body is in your arms, I will worship you, dear mother of mine. This is talking about you having to take care of your physical temple, the temple of your body. It might be one of those things that November starts off and you start realizing that it's time for you to take care of your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, because there's something out of alignment that you're going to have to take care of. And it's going to be really apparent to you the beginning of November. The second thing we're going to be looking at is that that full moon that we have in Gemini. Also, Venus enters Scorpio, and it will be there until the 30th when it starts entering into Sagittarius. Now, we already had Mars in Scorpio, and now we're getting Venus in Scorpio. The type of love situation that's here is, I want to say fierce, because when when Scorpio plays its role in Venus, you become a little bit obsessive. And it's like, what's mine is mine, and nobody can take it from me. Now, if you're coming from a positive standpoint, that can be sticking up for what is yours and defending it. And if you're coming from a negative standpoint, that is like literally obsessing with something that you should let go of. So let's see how it's going to play out for you. Oh, look at that. Okay. You might get the latter. So we have sneaky, fake profiles hiding from you behind the scenes in social media. So either you're going to start getting a little obsessive with some people and start, like, I want to say cyber stalking somebody, or somebody will be doing that to you. I'm hearing two more, so let me grab two more. So I'm seeing cyber stalking, no bueno. We also have presence, feeling the moment, becoming aware today in the now. So it might be that this is already happening where you're starting to become a little bit obsessed with the situation even before November. And then we have side piece, mistress, flirting with others and other women, secret hookups. And I'm feeling like that's interesting because it's like you're obsessing over somebody, but you're at the same time talking to other people, or it can be one of those things that you're connecting to other people to them also stalk this person. So, like flying monkeys kind of energy. But either this is being done to you, or somebody, or you're doing it to somebody. But this is the kind of energy of Scorpio, this obsessive, Venus and Scorpio, this obsessive, you're mine, nobody else can have you, I pissed on you, I did all this for you, how dare you leave me. That kind of energy is going to be hovering around your energetic field. Okay? Take care of yourself, because that's one of the biggest focus. But that's crazy. That's a crazy energy. The next thing we're going to look at is the Mercury retrograde. This is the real one that shows up. I'm going to say the real one because last month I really felt, well, let's not talk about Bruno. November 9th through the 29th, there's a Mercury retrograde. It starts in Sagittarius and then it shifts to Scorpio. Those are two very fierce signs, because from the water signs, Scorpio is the feisty one. And from the fire signs, Sagittarius is the most strategic one, right? And so, and it's being strongly influenced by Cancer because that's where you're starting off at. And I feel like the combinations of these, it's like, I mean, it really feels like retaliation. So I would be really strong to tell you guys to keep your head down and yourself protected, because it does feel retaliatory, this energy. Look at that, I got two. We have wholeness and we have understanding. These are the two Egyptian cards that we have. Wholeness and understanding. And I do feel like you're being strongly protected as you're moving forward. But I feel like the reason why people are returning is because, and they're being obsessed with you. And I don't feel like they're returning face to face. I feel like they're asking other people about you, doing kind of things behind your back, all kinds of stuff. It's simply because you leaving kind of left them hanging, kind of in this energy where they're missing something, like, and they saw a whole future with you. They saw that you were going to be there happily ever after. Now, the only thing I can say is I'm sure that the situation didn't start out toxic. I'm sure there was a situation where the other person probably wanted the same thing you wanted or whatever. But every relationship requires two people, not just one. And if one is doing all the work and the other one is sitting in their high horse kind of judging and not doing anything, that is a problem. So that being said, let's go to the last thing that I'm going to look at is new moon in Scorpio. And that is November 20th. Remember that 2 days before, 2 days after things get affected. And then 3 days before and 3 days after it gets affected. But the funny thing is that the moon enters Scorpio, and then we also enter into Sagittarius season on the 22nd of November. So it's kind of like, do you remember how I told you that Venus is going to be in Scorpio, then Sagittarius? It's like they flip the script in the end of the month, and then it's like the Venus energy enters Sagittarius in a very fierce way. I have to say that from all the signs, Sagittarius is very strong and passionate about the love that they have, but they're also very direct with the love that they have. So it's one of those things like, I said no. And we're seeing this where the new moon is in Scorpio. That's all about magic and yada yada and all kinds of stuff. But then we also are entering Sagittarius season. So it's kind of like, be mindful what is done during that moon, because it will bite you in the butt later, is what I can tell you. And we have here, message from the rabbit, service to the animal world, and it's number 15, which is the devil card. And then the second one is all in the golden afternoon, inspiration, creativity, spark, illumination, conception. Both of them are talking about the energy of fertility, the energy of creation. It can be something where you might find yourself overly sexual during this time, or you might find yourself in this energy of creating abundance for your reality. Again, channeled in a positive way, you're going to be opening doors. Channeled in a negative way, you can be creating something that might nip you in the butt. So be very mindful as to why it is that you're thinking about doing something, and if it is for the greatest good or if it's retaliatory. I feel like saying that a lot. I have like 5 points in Sagittarius. Look at that, justice. I do feel like it's something. Let's not. I do have 5 points in Libra, which makes me more Libra-y than Sagittarius is. But this is an interesting read. I want to see anything else that they want to tell you for the month of November. So right off the jump, we have the Nine of Gears, which is literally the Nine of Pentacles. You're literally thinking about your money. So I don't feel, this is interesting because the energy here is talking about obsession, like you being obsessed or somebody being obsessed with you. And we're starting the whole thing about you being independent, you being free, and you working on your Benjamins. And then we have, look at this, it's really pentacly. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is talking about thinking about what you're investing in your material world, how you can make it grow, how you can make it pay for you. And then we have the Seven of Cups. And Seven of Cups is talking about confusion. I honestly don't think the confusion is yours. We have the Seven of Wands. You see how I told you the confusion is not yours? This feels like the confusion is everybody else. Like, I think that whatever this relationship was, whatever this connection was, whatever this fucking weird ass energy that I saw in the beginning that are going to be affecting you because of the astrological signs are, it's things that used to distort your mind, things that used to drain your energy, things that used to make you go left when you should go right. And I feel like what you're being told here is that the month of November feels very much of you getting yourself straight about your physical world. And that's interesting because we started earth worship in the beginning, and I told you that's the temple of your body, which is your material world, right? So it's what you need to be healthy, what you need to be financially, emotionally, or physically healthy. You give two shits about everybody else. And the confusion is gone because you're blocking the confusion. And whoever used to cause it, shut up. And then we have the Death card as a confirmation to that energy. The Death card. I do feel like you're just kind of like, F it. It's like, that's them problem. If they're going to be stalking me, if they're going to start love bombing me, if they're talking to people about me, if they're trying to connect to my sacral space, if they're trying, it sounds like a them problem. I do feel like you should continue to work forward on creating that change that you want in your life. Look, a confirmation to the death is another death. We have a Four of Swords. So whatever used to create all this BS for you, it's over. It's over big time. Then we have the Queen of Cups, and it looks like Lady Liberty on here, right? And what I'm feeling here is that you are free and you're focusing on what will fill your cup, and you're using your intuition on that. We have the Knight of Blades, which is again the Knight of Swords, and this is like you're blocking all the toxic fumes being sent by all these people. You're blocking all of the negativity, whatever, and you're just moving forward. I mean, legit, this feels like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Sorry for you. Sorry that your life sucks, but that's not for me to worry about. I'm in this whole new reality. The World card. Look at that. Oh, let's see if it focuses. There it goes. So I'm in this whole new reality, and this reality is not going to involve you. So whatever. I'm going to move into a new reality. I don't want to be around you anymore. We have the Hierophant here, and the Hierophant is a different way of looking at the world. And what you have realized is the Empress in reverse, and that at times you have to not be that good person that's always giving and sharing and doing everything. Oh, it's the Emperor in reverse. Sorry, that's crazy. The Emperor in reverse. You're starting to realize that well, I'm going to leave that in the beginning, like I said, but right here, it's like you're starting to realize the tyrannical energies that were around you, the masculine energies that thought that they can oppress you and take over you. And you're starting to, here's the Empress energy, take your power back. Rain on your parade because it's yours, because you busted yourself for this, and these people are takers and you're no longer interested. Then we have the Four of Cups, and this is interesting because usually the Four of Cups is depicted as receiving a message that you do not want to accept or hear. And in this case, it's like the messages are going through clearly, and that goes back to that energy of the Seven of Cups. I feel like these people that were obsessing over you, were toxic enough where they like distorted your mind and distorted also the messages that you were getting from spirit, the messages that were supposed to be clear, and you were actually working against yourself, and that is something that you needed to move away from. And right here we have justice, so justice is here playing its role and moving you forward. And then finally we have the Knight of Discs, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And this is literally like, I'm investing on creating the life that I want for my future. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card with the Prince of, the Knight of Pentacles and oh no, this is the Page of Pentacles and the Fool card. These are new cards for me, so mind you. This is literally telling me that you're moving forward, investing in new things, having new ideas. They might be new and they might be small and they might not be very significant, but at this time you're like, I rather do something different than get stuck in the same shit that I've been in. Honestly, I'm gonna be like, you're over it. And so November really feels like closing the proverbial door to some very toxic energies that have been living in you for way too long. I hope this helps.